Okay, I got the camera set a little lower today. I wanted to show off something. This is the okay. I've actually never done this before. On camera testing, right? This is the TDI K-bar. Very, very, very nice blade. Extremely sharp. It can just cut effortlessly. I'll get the vacuum later. The TDI comes with this sheath. I got this on a Blade HQ. Sheath is very, very sturdy. It's actually meant for right-handed people, but it makes a good secondary weapon to a firearm. If you have, in my case, a firearm on your left side and this is your weak side, okay? Now, I actually didn't notice how strong this blade was. You can see the blade is this is a very thick blade. This is, in fact, you can hardly tell where the grip panels are in contrast to the actual blade. It has some stippling up here for a good firm grip. 1480, made in Taiwan. And there's the Tactical Defense Institute logo. Now, here's your sheath. They have these with serrations, non-serrations, OD green grips. This is the first thing I bought on Blade HQ. I'd like to thank them for it. Very, very fast delivery. It has torque screws. Now, if you plan on cutting something, I highly recommend you carry a standard. If you plan on carrying something, I highly recommend you have a standard pocket knife from somewhere to cut rope or string or boxes or whatever you need to cut, because it's not exactly polite to just pull this out in public. This being pulled out in public will draw some unwanted attention. And I'm not going to lie and say that it's legal in every state, because I don't know one way or the other. And I would not bring this to New York City. In fact, I would not bring any pocket knife to New York City. But it's not a switchblade. It's not an out the front. It's not a gravity knife. It's the standard common fixed blade. Now, this is a defensive knife primarily. In theory, you can do other things with it, but it is primarily designed as a defensive knife. In case someone tries to grab your gun, in case someone jumps into your car and starts strangling you or punching you or pulling you in a situation where you cannot get out of, a la, Darren Wilson. That type of situation. Or, dare I say the scumbag's name, George Zimmerman. I mean, George Zimmerman is a scumbag, and he should have stayed in his truck, but with all that personal shit aside, that was a pretty good example of self-defense where you're laying on your back and a guy's banging your head on concrete and you can't get up. Sometimes the bullets might be imprecise. Sometimes you might be afraid, especially if you have a hot magnum load on you, you might be afraid the bullet might hit the suspect and overpenetrate. Okay? You're afraid the suspect might jam his finger in the hammer if that's an issue with your particular firearm, or grab the cylinder if it's a revolver. But this is primarily as an absolute last resort. Rapists, okay, you could just whip the knife out and stick. It would go well in the face, the throat, the torso, abdomen, heart, lung, anywhere on the body. Now, obviously, I have to put my disclaimer on this video. From a most of my viewers know this by now, I say it all the time. From a legal standpoint, there is no difference between shooting and stabbing. It is an act of deadly force. And deadly force is only appropriate when you believe that your life is in danger and there is no alternative. This is not for purse snatchers. This is not for pickpockets. This is not for beggars. This is not for moocher. I mean, this is not for that. This is for the last resort only. No matter if you're a police officer, military, armed citizen, this is the last resort only. And if you use this on a person, you are required by law to go through the deadly force investigation in accordance with your state and local laws. And they will determine whether or not its use was justified. Kidnapping, rape, attempted murder, okay, it has to be a last resort. If you were in a movie theater and the movie theater was experiencing a shooting, if you were able to get close enough to the suspect with this, same thing goes for if you have an armed confrontation in public and the guy stops to reload and you have 3 seconds to act. Okay? Can you carry it on this side of the body? Yes, you can, but if you want to go in the pants with it, it's got to go reverse. Let me try that now. Yeah. Let me try this now. Yeah. Okay. I have to say that because there's always some idiot that might try something stupid. And I want to make sure that I'm not in trouble for that. Okay, this is the weapon of last resort. Absolutely. The gun's empty. The gun's been taken. The suspect has you by the throat. There's no alternative. But I can see this saving the guy's life. Okay, I can see this saving the guy's life. You got to make sure it's not confiscated when the guy is grabbing you. But yeah, this is to save your life. And you can get the big one, but the big one's going to be harder to conceal in your body. Just make sure, before you use this, make sure you know your local self-defense laws. Make sure you have a proper clothing to conceal it. You don't want to be walking around with it and brandishing, because that'll cause unwanted attention. But yeah. Yeah. So I'd like to thank Blade HQ. I'd like to thank K-Bar. Both of them favorited my comment when I bought this. It's a neat little knife. It's strong as shit. This is probably stronger than any knife I have, including my Bowie knife. This is fucking really strong, man. Okay. And like I said, that is a weapon. That is for the last resort. And any type of injury you inflict is going to have to be justified to the authorities. Okay, thank you.